What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. And let's check out this Anthony Joshua versus Dubois fight. Danielle Dubois. Thank you for tuning in to another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm your host, Edwin. And we currently got some fights going on right now. If you're just joining us, we're going to be covering the Anthony Joshua and Dubois fight. And there has been some pretty good fights already of late, especially coming off that card last night with Jaime Munguia and a lot of knockouts. Looks like right now, Hitchison, woo, Hutchinson. Oh, looked like he was in trouble right there. So let me know where you're tuning in from when you join the live stream. And I know that this fight right here is the time frame is just as off as my clock, right? Never go by that clock, right? Because that clock is broken. I can't get it to work. I think I must have dropped it or something because it always sticking on one of the sides. So I'm gonna have to have it fixed or whatever. But don't go by that clock, all right? Because that clock will have me late on the show every time. Oh, he's coming back. And he's just taking a break, a little break there. Let's listen to this. All right. Now, all right. All right. I see how I got the new setup, how it's working. Nice. I like this way better. This is a competitive fight. This is a little back and forth right here. Action. Oh, let me see how this is working. Will it come out the sound on my all right, let's see. Look at Tyson Fury in attendance. Terrence Crawford. He's in the building, enjoying the festivities. Don't forget to smash that like, people, for me. Oh, nice shot. Really nice shot right there. Right there. I think right there is good. Let me check this out. Turn up. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna turn it up right there. See if that works. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Nice shot. Those lights, man, they be in my eyes. This is a good fight right here. He's been down twice already in this fight, so they're both tired. It's been a war. It's been a war all the way up to here. He's still throwing with conviction. Hutchinson is still throwing. He's still throwing. I think Hutchinson is winning this round. This is the last round. This is championship round. This is when you got to bite down on a mouthpiece. He knows that he's got a 10-8 round against him. So mm, that's where he should go is to the body. He's exhausted. He's just trying to survive in there. Now we're gonna get an early preview of what the judging is gonna look like in this fight, like leading into the Anthony Joshua fight and Daniel Dubois. Listen, let me tell you guys something about this fight right here. Daniel Dubois, based off his last performance, I was really impressed with the way he carried himself in the moment, the way he carried himself as a fighter. I was really impressed. And I've because for a long time I questioned Dubois' durability, and I also question his chin. You know, a strong puncher can give him a lot of problems, and he's learning how to mix up his punches a lot better of late. And and I'm speaking off his last performance. That performance right there really gave a lot of fans more confidence coming into a fight, such as AJ, right? Now, we all know who Anthony Joshua is, right? By now in the sport of boxing. And if you're not familiar with him, he's the man over there. Anthony Joshua is a mega star out there. Now, he has been he's a former world champion, two-time former world champion, right? Unified. Okay, that's important. And tonight he's gonna try to make history and become a three-time heavyweight champion With only the IBF being on the line, this time we would only, if he shall be successful, he will pull off and he'd just be considered the heavyweight champion, one of the heavyweight champions, not a unified. You would need more than one belt to be called unified. You would need all four belts to be called undisputed, okay? Which are different titles in entirety. So, based on the fight, Anthony Joshua has been in these situations a lot more than Dubois. As far as championship fights, experience, the moment, the crowd, I think both men have fought in some pretty big crowds. Um, I don't think Dubois fought in any crowds like Anthony Joshua crowd, but I don't think two more rows of fans is gonna really make a difference. I think both men are, you know, they're ready for tonight. I think that both men are gonna come out and really I think this could be candidate for fight of the year, actually. Um, I believe the fight's gonna be a lot closer than what we think, depending on, at one point I used to be like, depending on Dubois' gas tank, will he be able to make it? He fell apart against Usyk, right? But he was strong against Big Baby Miller. He was strong in his last fight. Like, it showed. Woo! And we got a winner, and it isn't Hitcherson. Those 10-8 rounds paid off for the young man. Congratulations. This is going to be a good fight right here in the middleweight division. This is going to be a good fight. What's up, Bam Bam? Let's go. What's up, Bam? In the building, ready out. Bam Bam stretching in his living room right now, ready for the main event to try to call his fight to become the Notre Dame world champion of the world. He's in his living room right now, stretching out. He's like, ah, ah, ah. I'm in the building, ready. Yo, you can't hear me? You can't hear me? Stop playing with me, Bam. Stop playing with me, Bam. Yo, Bam, why you playing around with me, man? Huh? Audio check. You use a sucker. Because I know I can hear myself. All right? Yo, Bam. You trying to get me to mess around with everything. Huh? See, Bam knows how to, he plays a dangerous game. Yo. Yo, Bam, you's a sucker, bro. He said, yo, Bam. See, when these fights are, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon over here, right? Here goes AJ and Dubois going in the ring, right? At 3, depending on how this guy knocks him out. I don't think they're gonna speed things up over there. I think they got a set time like they do in Las Vegas, whatever the time you're scheduled to walk out. If those guys get knocked out early, the commentators gotta do a lot of talking or they show, old fights to fill in the gap. That's basically what they do, right? Okay. In Japan, you knock the guy out, they move things along. And Inoue's fight, right? Naoya Inoue, right? They they did a ring walk kind of like LA. Like the guy got knocked out early, they filled in the time. So it kind of looks like a certain big events, they got a time schedule. So whatever his ring walk was scheduled for him to walk out, I'm pretty sure that's when it's gonna go down. I said all of that to say this. They say nothing, and I mean nothing, when it comes to the inconvenience of watching this fight at 3 o'clock and everybody's at work and they're not gonna be able to come back. That's why there's not a lot of people in the chat and everything because people are a tendency at technically sometimes at work at this or doing their day thing, right? They don't say nothing about this fight, but in a way, yo, oh no, 7 in the morning. That's way too early to get up to watch a fight. They that's such an inconvenience. At least we can see the fight before we go to work, right? And here, you're in the middle, or you're just coming out at the end of your day trying to fight traffic back home, hopefully to get back in time to catch this fight. But they say nothing when comes in regards to not to discourage you to tune in to watch this fight. No, they don't say nothing about it. But if the Japanese guy is fighting at 7 in the morning, oh, it's an uproar. I don't know who's gonna get up to watch this fight. I'm gonna be sleep like you ain't never got up an hour early. Like it's these this is how, and these are the little things in boxing that you might not think it's a big thing, right? Because they're not coming, at a particular fighter. They're coming at a time frame, to make it like an inconvenience for you. You see? And that's how these some of these YouTube channels and old media spread, that way that Naoya Inoue doesn't get a lot of eyes recognition, and they can keep the guy they want out here up. What's up, Lionheart? How you doing? What's up, chat family? I see y'all. I see y'all. Because I know that this fight time frame is a inconvenience to us all. As you can see, right? Right? That's what they do to my man right here, Naoya Inoue. They always, you know what I mean? But they won't talk down an Anthony Joshua fight because he has connections. He is established, affiliate with Ed Hearns out there. He's got a big backing out there, you know. And I guess they figure it's close enough that a lot of us will catch it, but it's not your typical fight night card. And how do you guys feel about that anyway, right? I've been meaning to, on a few episodes, touch up on that. Like, do you guys think that the fights themselves are too late? Like, they started coming back on the time a little because they were getting crazy. At one point, we were basically up at 1 o'clock in the night, and the main event was like in the third round. So they started seeing like not everybody lives the Vegas life. Not everybody is out there partying cocaine out of their mind, you know, don't care about the next day type shit. Most of us have jobs and kids, and we got to get up and do some shit the next day. So some of these fights, I felt like they were going too late, and as of late, as of like 2024, the ending of 2023, they were cutting back on the time a little bit. If you noticed, they were getting in the ring just under 11 and stuff like that. But I feel like By the time I get up to a fight, it's 11:30 at night, going on 12:15. They're entering the ring. By the time all these national anthems and all these things go off, you know, I think sometimes the anxiety of being in the locker room used to drive me crazy. The anticipation of getting there, or like, there's a few times in my amateur career, right, that I got there and I was pushed up in the card. My fight got pushed up. So, like, I was closer to, like, the top guys now. And when I originally got there, I was supposed to be the 3rd fight of the night out of, like, 15 fights. They be kicking off all the amateur fights all night. So, in my head, I thought I was, and instead, I was, like, 3rd to last. And being in the locker room all day, the anxiety, that feeling of wanting to fight and just get it over with, that was overwhelming. I remember that day. I remember it was just too long for me. It was too long of being in a locker room for like 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it was. It felt like eternity. In actuality, I probably can't remember or think back how long it actually was. It was probably 10 minutes. And it felt like that forever, right? Nah, it was definitely not 10 minutes. But it drove me crazy of being in that too long. Like, I was just starting off at that point, and so yeah. But I can, man, be in a locker room for 3, 4 hours. That's why they roll in like that at that time. But at the same time, you gotta be a professional. You gotta be in the building at a certain time, just in case a historical event like, 6 straight first round knockouts happen. They're gonna have to do something, and I don't know. But like I said, typically in America, they don't push the needle. They say 11 o'clock is the ring walk. You walk to the ring at 11 o'clock is when you will walk to the ring. They will not. They will not. They got a schedule. That's how they do it. But every other country, every other like place, they don't. They do it their way. As long as it's sanctioned and they ain't breaking no rules, you could speed up matches. There's nothing. So yeah. Let's see what you guys are saying. What's up, Troy? What's up, Carlos? What's up, Frontline Lionheart? How y'all doing? I see the love in the building. Even though we're gonna try to take away Lionheart's world title, that's gotta go. Lionheart's been champion already long enough. I feel like we need a new champion. If you win too much, the people will turn against you. You know what I mean? Yo, listen. If you guys want, we don't gotta say nothing to nobody, right? Let's just, because we all know I'm probably gonna win. So why don't we just declare myself the winner, right? Right? And we go about our day. You know what I mean? We spare you, you know, agony of defeat. It'll be you coming, jumping the agony of defeat. Yeah. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember this or old enough. I'm really showing my age now. On Wild World of Sports, when the skiing dude came down and he busted his ass, he was like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," right? That's Lionheart right now. The agony of defeat. Yo, these boys ready to get it on right now. Yo, last night's fights were great, bro. I gotta admit. Last night's fights, that was a good card. And from the moment those knockouts started occurring, they kept living up to it, right? So it was a good card. We got to see some really some top prospects. We got to see some shocking upsets. Garcia got knocked out, man. He was trying to get up, man. He was out of it, bro. He was out of it. And congratulations to the Filipino fighter. I don't want to mess up his name. He scored the victory. He put a lot on that in that fight last night. He loses that fight, he loses his place in line for that real world title. Yes, he does. You know, you that's a fight. That was a risky fight. And he's like this close from getting the belt, but the guy pulled out because he got sick. So he was on the door. Like he could have waited. He could have stood inactive. He could have said, "No, I'm not going to mess up my opportunity and have a potential of losing." And so he put that's a big that right there goes to show you that the man wants to be a whoa. We got a knockdown already. Whoa! Right hook, right off the side of the head. It didn't look like. I thought he was just going back. Let's pay attention here. Oh no! Oh, he took another big shot. Okay, he's trying to gather his composure. Oh man, his reach is crazy. He's got wow. Let me see if I can. Shiraz is really keeping that reach. He's keeping him out. He's not moving in. That's really good. He's gonna have to open up and do something to Shiraz in order for him to. eh, These tall, skinny guys, man, are just sprouting everywhere. Them towering infernos and them Espinosas. And Shiraz is looking really big for the division right now. His name is Danny. Mm-mm-mm. He's gonna I would try a more Mike Tyson people peekaboo style on him. You could see that he Shiraz goes into the high guard and he'll blind himself. What Danny's got to do, he's got to peel his glove off of his face. What he has to do is throw the first one or two. They're distraction punches. Typically, one to the body, one up top. The one up top just makes the guy pull his guard in that much tighter. That's when you're supposed to hook your left hand and grab his glove and bring his glove down and then throw the right hand. When a guy's in a high guard with you, you got to break the high guard. A lot of guys have a tendency of just wanting to punch through the high guard. That can be a mistake sometimes because you're wasting punches that are not really landed. And you got to pay attention if the guy's holding the high guard correctly because there's a wrong way to hold the high guard. If you put your gloves too far against your face, like you get comfortable, those punches feel like you're taking them right to your face sometimes. right? Now, if his high guard is out away from his face and you're just hitting his gloves, you're not you're not doing anything. So you want to make sure that if you're attacking, his hands are on his face like that, and at least you're trying to like break through it. But if he stays in the high guard too long, you're gonna have to break it. Like Saul Canelo Alvarez did to Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga needed to break through that high guard, not punch through it. There was a difference. You know, he had to try something. I'm not sure if, Crafty Saul would have an answer for that too, which I'm pretty sure he did. But these are some of the things you can utilize against this tall guy. The way Danny here is, look, mm, mm, mm. You're not gonna want to typically do it in the center of the ring, neither. Danny has to push him back. He has to push him back. The best way to do it is when he has his back against the rope, because he ain't going anywhere backwards. He can try to spin on you, but just step with him at that point. Right there. You see, those two sequence punches that he threw could have been the distraction. Then he could have tried to like peel his hand and quickly break through the guard. Oh, he's got him in a lot of trouble. Wow. Those were clean. Those were clean. It's over. It's over. It's over. See? Early knockout. Okay. Let's see what they do. He can't get out. There's no more tickets? He can't buy a ticket? He didn't go all the way out there with no ticket, did he? Thinking that he had people that were gonna get him in? Yo, Devin and Ed Hearn. Nah. No, he didn't. Yo, Bam. That did not happen. I see the laughing emojis, all right, but damn, crazy. Damn, man. Yo, they already showed this highlight knockdown way too much. All right. They are trying to like stall. Everybody knows what to do in situations like this. This is not a drill. This is the real deal. Stall. That was a good victory. What kind of WBC World Championship is that? Lake Plaza, Lake Erie, WBC champion of Lake Lagoon. He's the he's the Bigfoot WBC World Champion of the world. He's a Sasquatch World Champion of the world of the Seventh Galaxy. WBC work makes belts for them too. You didn't know that? Oh yeah, they're not just worldwide; they're universe wide. He's the Jupiter WBC World Champion. Yo, what kind of belt is that? Let me read it. Hold on, bring it over here. Is that silver? Oh, the European title. Wait a minute. I think the European title was that other one. That's the European title right there. WBC silver. Okay, okay, okay. So he's the silver WBC world champion. Woo! These belts is crazy, bro. But that's a great accomplishment. I laugh and I joke about it and shit because you know we gotta keep our world championships prestigious. That's no laughing matter when you ask the real champion of the division that has the WBC world champion. What do you think about them calling other guys champion off of your championship? That's where it's not funny, right? And if we are gonna keep these belts prestigious, let's point out these other belts, not to make necessarily fun at them, because that's an accomplishment right there. I would love to have done something like that. WBC silver. I'm not sure if I would have like represented it and hold on to it because I know the pitfalls in that. I'm probably gonna vacate it immediately because I want them to take me serious for a world championship. The minute you hold on to one of those WBC silvers and interims, all of a sudden you find yourself defending them. You fight everybody else but the world champion. And I've noticed that pattern. Why? The reason is you're doing a good job with that belt, paying us sanction fees on that belt. You're paying just as much of a real world champion for a real world champion belt for that silver. So if we got four WBC world champion belt alleged belts, because there's only one, right? And I got them all, they all making me money. Why would I take the silver to fight the champion and lose my silver? He was representing the silver belt real good. The next guy that gets the silver belt might not be as popular as that guy. And I had like four popular guys. I don't want them to fight each other. They're going to give you the runaround. You know, I mean, the belt is cool, and it kind of, you know, it kind of lets you know I belong. I won this interim belt or this secondary belt, and I believe that I can fight the champion. But the smart move, vacate that shit. Don't, and then sometimes sanctioning bodies take that personal. You vacated our belt, but you let them know, no, I am interested of going for the real one. And perhaps if they see, your value, then you can go do that. But there's interim belts that also work in other sense, in other regards. Meaning, right? Yo, you might just not be the best fighter in the world or the best fighter in that division. They just might be a guy that's just that much better than you. And that's what it is. Here's this fucking Sugar Ray Leonard in my division. And unfortunately, I got skills. I'm good, but I'm Caleb Plant. And I'm not going to be able to get a belt. What do you do at that point? You fight for an interim world championship, just like Caleb Plant did. And you get that belt and you wear it proudly because, sometimes not everybody is the man. not everybody. So, and in those sense, in regards like interim belts, yo, I was hearing this lady talk, and I didn't think she was speaking English, and she is. They're hard to understand, man, when they got a heavy accent like that. It still messes me up. I can the Brit accent is real. It's real heavy. Yeah, they're gonna have to occupy the time now. They're gonna get to talking. I quickly was listening to a little bit of trying to listen to a little bit of what they were saying. But the young lady, she has a heavy accent, man. I think they think we sound funny, right? Is That's how it always is. Cause I don't think I have an accent at all. Like, not even a little bit, right? I travel outside of Boston, I go somewhere else and shit. And I don't even finish a sentence. They're like, "You're not from around here, huh?" I'm like, "How do like what?" I was at a Cracker Barrel one time, and this girl, this waitress, she was just like blown away from my accent. Like she never heard nobody from Boston. She probably never did. And she kept asking me things just to hear me talk and kept laughing and giggling. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, and pretty soon, man, I thought she was gonna bring all the co-workers over. Like, check them out. Like, but if you ask me, I don't I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I really don't. And then like them, they probably feel the same way. I'm not well, that lady right there has a strong accent, man. I could barely understand what she was saying. See, like the man that's speaking right now, like you could hear it, you could understand him clear as day. I understand everything he's saying. He lost me a little bit. I can't. Yo, her accent is tough, bro. She's pretty as hell too. I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing, man? Listen." I'll start talking to her in Spanish and mess her up. You know what I mean? Because that's that's the language. The Latin language is the language of romance. Yo, I I I I don't see Joshua starting off fast in this fight. I d Joshua's typically a slow starter, and that Francis Ngannou knockout, I think the reason why he did that, because it was just a skill gap. It was just a skill gap. He was real comfortable knowing his amateurish in boxing. He knew that Francis Ngannou is, a good fighter, a warrior. You take those gloves off and put him in an alley, it might be a little different. Josh could still catch him. I'm not saying that he would just whoop Joshua's ass because you can't say that. Just because he could wrestle. Francis Ngannou is not the greatest wrestler in the world. He doesn't throw all the kicks. And he's still gonna do a stand-up type UFC shit, and he could get caught. He's not like no John Jones on the mat. So I'm not gonna automatically go, oh yeah, you put him in an alley, Joshua get his ass whooped. No, no, Francis doesn't possess those jujitsu skills rolling around. He never had. His claim to fame was knocking people out. That's stand up. You could take gloves off, or you could put him in an alley standing up. Joshua's gonna knock him out just like that again. He's gonna have to do the same thing to get in. So I don't know about that one, right? And Joshua's an athlete too, so I don't count him out, right? but he's a slow starter. He's not typically a fast starter. Dubois has to watch that. And the reason why I say he has to watch out for that is because Joshua can give him a full sense of confidence that a lot of the work that he's doing, early work, that he was successful. When that Joshua would drag Dubois out into deep water, and then that's when Joshua comes alive. And he did it to Klitschko. He did it to a lot of his fighters. And we we do have to keep in mind that Joshua does have a lot of power. He has a lot of power, and he's accurate with his punches. He's efficient. I think Dubois, and Joshua has a great jab. Joshua has a great jab for heavyweight. Usyk has a slightly faster jab. Okay. Um, a lot of the things that Joshua has experienced throughout his career, right? Um, I think prepared him for this moment. You could say that about Dubois as well. You know, this lady's dress is messing me up, bro. Is it that your skirt is too high, or is it that's the way it's made? What's going on here? It's not a skirt, it's a pair of pants that you could, if the light hits, it makes it look see-through. If she was to step forward in the dark, her pants would turn black and there would be like designs on them. I've seen women like that with clothes, like wearing shit like that. Like if you put a hard light on her, it's gonna reflect. So I don't think if she steps out, yeah, because her that outfit is, I don't understand it. She's got the thing in the back flaring out. All the Brits are in the building. Tonight's a big night also, and I wanted to talk about that. It's because this is a fight among them, for out there, for status out there. Make no mistake that this is what this night is really about. Dubois talked about it. AJ got the key to the city. Everywhere he goes, they roll out red carpet treatment for him. He's the man out there. Dubois wants all of that. He wants red like a carpet treatment. He wants the keys to the city. He wants to be the one that represents them in the heavyweight division. Because whoever wins tonight is gonna get a crack at those belts. That's probably what it's gonna set up. Whoever wins out of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk is probably gonna run it with these guys because they're gonna try to unify the the heavyweight championship once again. Because it was quickly unified and quickly taken apart, thanks to the IBF doing their job, and putting these fighters in their place, which I am 1000% in agreement with. Okay. Because if they don't do this and they keep allowing fighters to do this and to slide because of big moments and big fights for them, for them, that they're going to keep doing it. So at some point, these organizations have to step in, and I like the fact that the IBF came in and said, and this is how you learn about boxing as well. You when you hear the word rematch, that's great. That is your personal business. Your rematch has nothing to do with any of the belts. They don't work for you. You don't tell them how to run their belt, do you? Or that's what you're trying to do. By telling them, "Oh, I can't follow your ranking system because I'm over here doing my own fights." Well, guess what? Have fun doing your own fights. Let me get my belt. That's exactly what they did to Alexander Usyk, and it was the best move to make. It was that was the correct move to make. Do not let these guys and these athletes start to dictate and hold up the divisions. And we've seen it so many times. How many guys win belts and hold up the division? They don't want to unify. They're running over here, and these other organizations are letting them get away with that. If you didn't let those other guys get away with that, they couldn't do it, could they? No. They have to fight their mandatories. And if the organization feels like their belt, they want to prove that their belt is the best and they want to unify, they would encourage their champion to unify. Or if the boxer wants it, he would ask for permission to unify. Then the major sanctioning bodies, let's say the IBF and the WBC, hypothetically, the IBF and the WBC would have to agree to a certain set of rules. And the WBC are so arrogant, so cocky, that when you fight for unification, you don't have to obey by the 10-pound rehydration clause. That's right. You know why? It's a unification. If you were fighting for the IBF by itself, you must obey by the 10-pound rehydration clause because those are the rules of the belt. When the belts get together, they got a set structure rules. You could talk that out of that, or the IBF can request it. It depends. And then it's kind of like boxing's kind of like this behind the scene, right? Literally, I've seen matches go down and be scheduled exactly the way I'm going to describe it. 100%. They flipped a quarter, and whoever got to pick first is exactly the way it went. The guy picked the gloves, we picked the ring, he picked the place, we picked. It was just like that. One thing, you were picking something, he was picking something, like that. Now in higher matches, I can imagine in like title matches or some shit like that, right? It's a little bit, everybody wants to get that advantage. I've never had the opportunity of being in the room when a heavy, a world title was being scheduled. Fights, yes. Professional fights, yes. Heavy, a championship fight, never. I've never, I've never been in no shit like that. No. But I can imagine the way it goes because this is how some business is conducted. You get to pick something, I pick something, etc. It's not like one guy picks everything like Mayweather. Like when I see Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya were gonna go fight, right? And that's the way it was gonna go. You pick something, I pick something, you pick something. Oscar De La Hoya didn't like nothing Mayweather picked. And Mayweather in frustration said, allow you to pick everything. You could pick whatever you want. You could pick the gloves, you could pick the ring, you could pick everything. And that's why he expresses that to this day. And he tells it in his story that Oscar took him through the ringer. He picked everything. Mayweather didn't pick nothing. Because Mayweather was like, you know what? Nothing that you pick is going to help you in that ring when we get in that ring on that night. So you can pick whatever you want. Go ahead. Have fun. And Mayweather backed out of that part. He said, I'm just going to show up. You tell me where I got to fight. That's how confident Mayweather was, but that's how it goes. You know, we do that. So, yeah, Um, this is a big fight for them. This is their this is their Super Bowl right here. This is their championship fight. This is everything right here because whatever man wins tonight, you know, I think is gonna take the torch for out there. He's gonna definitely reign supreme. He's gonna wake up tomorrow morning, the heavyweight championship of the world, and you're not gonna be able to take that away from him. Legitimately, we're gonna have a real IBF world champion come tomorrow morning. So, whether you believe that Dubois was emailed the belt, he didn't earn the right to have the belt. There were a lot of people that had a lot to say about this, and they don't consider him a real world champion right now. He didn't beat anybody, and he sure didn't beat Usyk. Ask Usyk if he thinks Dubois is a real world champion. Ask him. What he see what he's gonna say to you. You don't consider that man no champion. He's a paper champion. You're a paper champion because you ain't beat nobody. Would you beat a fax machine? How many rounds did that go? It's a joke, right? But the minute, and I mean the minute you get in a ring against an opponent and you win, you're a world champion. That's just like competing for a vacant belt. If the belt was vacated by the former champion because he moved up and he vacates the belt, and me and another guy fight for that vacated belt, when I win on that night, I'm a world champion. I fought someone for that belt. This is like almost similar situation. Dubois is technically coming in recognized as the IBF champion. We know that. But in our minds, let's just view it as they're fighting for a vacant belt. And if we view it like that, it'll make more sense to you. And you'll be done with the notion or the idea that Usyk is still the IBF champion. No. Things have changed. Time has passed. And they stripped him. And I came to grips with it. Okay, it is what it is. A lot of people are not. They're not happy. They don't like that Dubois and AJ right now are fighting for a heavyweight championship. They don't believe that none of them have deserved it. That rightfully so, Alexander Usyk is the champion. There's Devin Haney right now in attendance. They got him some tickets. He's at the fight. So, look, you can consider that, and those are good arguments. And I really don't really want to go back and forth and arguing on the fact that, whether or not he's a real world champion. I think in a few minutes, all of that's going to be laid to rest when they enter the ring. The minute they walk in that ring, it's a done deal. We're waiting for a winner, and we're going to have an official IBF heavyweight champion of the world. Whichever man, I wish both of them luck. I don't have a horse in the race. If I had to choose right now, a fighter, I would go with AJ because of the experience. But once I bust out this pen and this pad and I write down these answers for that Notre Dame belt, I'll let you know my prediction. Where are your predictions? Who do you got in the fight? Let's go. Notre Dame's belt on the line. The moment we've been waiting for, of course, for a new champion to be announced. Me, I already know this because I am Notre Dame. And because of the fact I know the outcome of the fight and I know who's going to win the fight, it's going to be me. Of course, because I don't think any of you guys are going to outsmart me. Nope, I don't see it happening. I don't think you guys are calling these fights quite like I am. So let's put it all on the line. Let's see who can really call this fight. Now, if you guys want to talk about the fight, we could talk about the fight. We could always talk about the fight, all right? Right? And just in case you want to hop on real quick and just drop a line or two, support the brand. I'm gonna drop the link right here real quick. And if you want to just drop, a prediction in the chat, and then when it's time to write it on paper, switch up, you could do that. But I'll let you know who I got in a minute. Let's go. Let's get these predictions in right now. Yo, Frontline always, like as always, we're gonna keep tradition alive. Frontline got round 13. And today, just this one time, I'm gonna allow it one time. I'm gonna give Lionheart round 14 and Bam Bam round 15. All right. And what I'll do is I'll take the rest of the rounds from 12 down. Sounds fair, right? That sounds fair to me. You know what I mean? You guys can have from round 13 to 20, anywhere in between. Yo, Lionheart comes out swinging. Yo, where's the pat? It's way over there. It's on the other side of the room. I can't get it. I guess we can't play today because the pad, it's like literally like at least 4 feet over there. It's pretty far. I don't think I can reach it. Nah. Yeah, so by default, I guess Lionheart gets disqualified and I get emailed the belt. I get hey, right? If something's lost, it goes back to the original owner, right? Yeah. Okay. So they just emailed me letting me know. Yo, this Round One Sports Star guy, man, he's a tramposo. Trampizis. Yo, let me get the pad. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Lionheart. Lionheart got AJ. AJ, fourth round KO. Look at Conor McGregor. Coke the hell out. He's a Yeah, he's coked the hell out of his mind. Uh Bam Bam got Josh 8th round. AJ 8th round KO. Oh, Frontline got Dubois 8th round KO. Yo, Yo, he's cheating. Yeah. He said by the fourth round. It could be anywhere in between one, two, and three. Yo, Carlos, who you got? Dubois by knockout in the seventh. An upset. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Anthony Joshua Dubois in round seven. And then I'm also gonna take Anthony Joshua and Dubois round 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I'm gonna have Anthony Joshua and Dubois. That's my fighter. So I'm a his name is Anthony Dubois. That yo, and if my fighter wins that happen to have any of those names in his name, that means I win. Yo, that guy's a cheater. I learned from the best. I learned from Frontline. He's the biggest trampezi in here. Ah, Bam. Oh, wait. I forgot who I was talking to. Bam Bam. He's another one. Yo, let me grab this water. What do you guys say? Yo, I know you guys are paying attention to all this time they filling in, right? I told y'all they were gonna have to do all this shit. They are filling up the time. When he fought Ergovich, I think that really put, him at a better chance with AJ with the Dervish fight, you know. Um Joshua's situation, him losing to Usyk and being upsetted against the Destroyer Ruiz, you know, um that also plays in the back of my mind. I think a lot of time has passed since his defeats as an athlete. He's had enough wins, on a consistent basis where I believe that his mind is of a winner's mentality right now. And he's on a roll right of as of late, you know, um and that can also boost up your confidence coming into a fight. I could see where Dubois' confidence is also up there too. He's real young too, 25 years old. Um, so the experience is on AJ's side. This is the young lion facing the old lion type shit, and it's really for status and a world title. That's the icing on the cake right there. The world title. You stand to walk away tonight with everything. So yeah, it's a big opportunity right here for both men on both sides. AJ stands to win a lot tonight. You know, um, Three-time world champion. You know, Once again, he might get a third crack at Usyk, which I think the fight will probably be the same, right? But nevertheless, he would have earned it. You can't say that they just gave it to Joshua like some other fighters. Joshua would have legitimately earned his right at another crack at Alexander Usyk. So, and let's see what that title means to Usyk. How does he want it back? It's how valuable is it to you? If not, then AJ can just defend the title. He might not get necessarily a crack at him because doesn't necessarily have to take the fight. He might not be interested in that fight again. Fighting him for the third time, but when you ever fight Joshua with the kind of following and backing he would have money wise, it would be a no brainer money wise because you're not going to get another heavyweight with a buzz like that and a backing to support you. You won't have to be the only one carrying the night. You see, so when it comes to dollar and cents, shall Joshua pull this off? He's being pulled in a lot of directions right now, Joshua, because people are still trying to put together the Anthony Joshua versus um uh Dante Wilder fight. They're still trying to bring Dante up again. He's already got three shots, and more opportunities than that, I bet, to fight AJ. And he lost two of them. He lost all three of them, basically, because he never passed Tyson Fury neither. So that's three legit shots right there. Chang and Parker. He was supposed to fight Joshua after Parker and after Chang. And it never came to fruition because he lost. So Dante Wilder, for some reason, the people still want to see that fight. And that's a big fight too. So if Usyk doesn't want to hit the rematch, if um Dante Wilder can do his part, if he can do his part and they can finally get a win and he can look halfway decent enough where they can feel like, okay, we can sell the public this fight out there in Saudi, they'll do it. So look, Torres got a win last night. He looked okay. Torres needs, you know, a lot, but work. But yeah, He's definitely somebody I'm keeping my eye on for the heavyweight division. I mean, he's besides Big Baby, uh that lost, Anderson, he lost, I guess Torres is one of our American guys that just maybe, he could get one of those world titles, depending on what happens in the future with all these big guys, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely keep an eye out for the heavyweight division, how it starts to, move about, just like all the divisions in boxing. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting situations that can occur. There's always the talk with Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford is in attendance tonight. And Turkey Al Sheikh, he's out there. And at any time they're gonna try to promote this fight, which I don't like. Yeah, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I really don't want to see Terrence Crawford fight Saul Canelo Alvarez because one, um, that's just two names. Realistically, Saul's the much bigger man, and I don't want him to even pull the upset on Terrence Crawford and Terrence Crawford not be able to beat him. I don't think that Terrence Crawford is going to get him out of that high guard like a lot of these other bigger guys couldn't get him out of. And it's going to be another case of Terrence Crawford, you know, trying to work around his guard and endanger the whole night. He's not going to. Terrence Crawford's going to understand real soon in that fight. He can't go in there too much longer, and it's just the fight comes with so much controversy, and they haven't even entered the ring. The size factors. This guy. It just so the outcome. I don't believe any fighter is gonna get the credit they deserve. So I don't like the fight. I don't like the fight. The fight I'd like and the fight I believe we should always have was Saul Canelo Alvarez against David the Monster Benavidez, a man that's actually in his weight division, a man that's actually his size, and this guy's a little bigger. Well, why don't you fight that guy? Why don't you fight the most dangerous guy in your own weight division? And Terrence Crawford, I think he should concentrate on the 154 and try to unify or to be undisputed. He has one belt and an interim belt. That interim belt really doesn't mean anything. Sebastian Fedora is the WBO champion of the world. So, you know, um, I don't why does it have to be somebody that comes down from two lower weight divisions to be the guy that supposedly is going to be the guy that defeats Saul Canelo Alvarez? Why couldn't it be a guy to defend the belts? What if Terrence Crawford beats him and gets the belts? You guys act like he's going to defend the belts at 168 against everybody else. Like, this fight doesn't make sense on so many levels, but we're willing to look past it because of the names and who Terrence Crawford is. He wins the belt. You're just fucking with the division again. What's going to happen with the belts now? You know what I mean? So, like, you're allowing these guys to play with boxing once again, and I believe that they shouldn't allow that to happen. Yeah, they should make him fight David the Monster Benavidez or vacate all the belts. I don't even think um, David Morrell would be a good fight for him for Saul. I wouldn't even want that fight. David Morrell is a good boxer. He's like a bootleg version of David the Monster Benavidez. Actually, that's what he is. Like it looks like he's like he looks like he can be that guy, but I don't think he is. No, and if I was to put them 2 to fight, I would go with David the Monster Benavidez in that fight against David Morrell. I would, yeah. So, I mean, the next fight for Saul, you know, and Billy, you guys think that Billy would give him a great fight? I mean, he's strong, skill wise. I mean, that could be an interesting fight. You know, Pacheco is. I don't think he's ready. He's good. I just don't think he's ready for Saul. I think Pacheco needs a lot more time. And Pacheco's coming out of the same training camp as David the Monster Benavidez. David the Monster Benavidez, his father is training him. He looked okay, but I don't think he looked on the level. Him and Jaime Munguia would be a great fight. Would be a good fight. I would like to see that. Maybe him and Edgar Berlanga. Some of the other top guys. Caleb Plant. Uh, uh, Everybody else is he's either beaten already or isn't gonna beat him outright anyway. Everybody else that's left in the 168 is not gonna beat Saul Canelo Alvarez. No, they're not. Except some of the top guys. Some of the top guys under that, I don't think there's nobody that's gonna come up and beat him. Nah, I don't think so. What was his name too? He's undefeated. Martinez. He looked good, but once again, nah, I don't think so. Look, the other two guys I was thinking about, the bully, right? He looks strong. But as you can see, when he got knocked out, he could get caught. He's been working on that mistake, but it's still there. I think the same shot, the way Bully got knocked out, would be the same way Saul Canelo Alvarez knocks him out. Now, there's also the Cuban fighter Skull, right? I like him. I seen the guys that he's fighting against. Once again, that's another case where I believe that he should fight some of the top guys too, as well, to make it definitively that he has earned the right to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, all these matches and all these fights are going to take some time when, or time to develop, when you can just easily fight your mandatory. David the Monster Benavidez for probably the most money ever. So, Edwin, what's your pick? I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time. There's this dude rocking out on stage right now. I got mad time. I got until like 11 o'clock tonight. That's when the fight's going to start. I'm not stalling. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? I already made my pick. You just wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? I been wrote my pick down. I think I was the first person. My pick's been there a long time ago. We don't have to look at the paper. You don't got to fact check that. Just take my word for it. That's it. You don't got to fact check that. Nah, nah. I'm good. I'm good. Yo, listen. Front line. Front line. What's your pick? Oh, front line got okay in the eighth round. Ah, about to I'm about to reveal the right answer, the correct answer. Anyway, right now, about to drop it down. Take notes. You guys got your pen and pads out right now? Taking notes? Because there's a master at work here. Such a master. He apparently lost track of his lighter. It is gone. I have retrieved said lighter. And these guys are rocking out right now. It's like the fight's gonna start tomorrow at 10, 10 o'clock in the afternoon. So by 9:30, I should have my picking. Yo, Bam Bam said something really, you know, he said something, really smart. I should make my picks after the fight. you know, like that's a smart way to pick. Oh, they're going into a third song? Oh, they told him go out there and have a concert. They got to fill in the time so much. All this time, right, is the equivalent of that last fight actually going 12 rounds. Then after this, the queen or or king or whatever they have there, prince. I don't know who's running shit now. I don't keep track of it. They're probably gonna come out. Then we gotta do that. Then every boxing champion that ever was in Brick gotta be ceremonially inducted. Then after that happens, we should be close. We should be 12 hours away from the fight. Right? Right about all these things they put together, huh? The show is a spectacle. Paying all that money to be out there. For what those tickets cost, you better give me a concert. You're paying for both the concert and the fight. Wow, by the way, right? It's reported that the Saul Canelo Alvarez Edgar Berlanga fight did not sell out. They had sections of the place like, closed off and shit. And just goes to show you that Saul Canelo Alvarez is popularity about the men that he's fighting and his opponents, you know, a lot of fight fans. There's a lot that are still supporting him. They're gonna support him, till the wheels fall off. But a big part of that is a lot of casual fans and hardcore fans as well. That you know these casual fans are they're being aware of what the big fight really is. And all, when these casuals come around us, we let them know, no, 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 it's this guy, David the Monster Benavidez. And then they start axing and they're like, yeah, you know what? You're right. And that's a big part of your revenue, you know. They really packed the house tonight. Brits really came out to show support, because whoever wins tonight, for them anyway, you know. But like Ed Hearn, and everyone still wants to capitalize and believe that Joshua is still marketable, and this also strikes another point that we've talked about on this channel. A lot of channels have talked about this interesting point where they say that fighters nowadays say, what? Belts don't matter? Really? Belts don't matter. Take a look. If belts don't matter, because of the fact that there's a world championship on the line and it's an official world championship, look at the spectacle you're going to get. I don't think a non-title fight would have had a band performing. You might have got the national anthem. Yeah. You're not going to get a concert like that. For a non-title fight, you mean to tell me belts don't matter? Oh, belts matter. Whoever wakes up tomorrow is going to wake up the champion out there. Yeah. Because that belt is worldwide. Just like you can make it an American title, you can make it a British title, a Mexican title, a Philippine title. That same belt takes so many titles because it's a worldwide belt. You could take that belt back home if you were lucky enough to win it. And then you can defend it over there. And until somebody comes from anywhere else and beats you and takes it back to their country, all those belts that Naoya Inoue has, the monster, those are all Japanese world titles, ain't they? Is he not the Japanese world champion? Yes or no? He is. They change those belts can change names, but it's the same belt. You dig? The belt says world champion. The belt doesn't say fucking Boston world champ. No. United States world. No. The belts all say world champion. That's where we come around the world. We competing for these belts for the best fighter in the world, the best fighters, the best men and women that lace it up, that can kick ass, that can bring you blood, that can bring you excitement, knockouts. You saw what Tank Davis did to Frank the Ghost Martin. You saw it, how he lifted that man's chin up, left him on the ropes with them gray gloves flapping, and with no defense. He was like out on his feet, like this. And Tank, he's so sharp, he ain't let the moment pass him by, did he? Yo, you seen that? You seen Naoya Inoue knock out his last fighters and all the men that bring us big knockouts. Some of the big knockouts we've had so far of late. I'm interested to see when they do the awards, what fights are going to be fight of the year, fighter of the year, um, knockout of the year, upset of the year. Who's going to get these, um, Garcia got knocked out pretty hard, and that was a big upset. That's a pretty big upset. Losing to a guy like that with that many losses, that's a pretty big upset. It might go down as upset of the year, maybe not knockout of the year. Who do you guys think was the best knockout that you can remember so far in 2024? Who's leading the way? What fight so far stood out that brought you out of your feet, that gave you that kind of excitement? I think the Bam Bam fight was one of the most exciting fights I saw of the year. I gotta admit, Bam Bam and Estrada, that was a great fight, man. Bam Bam got dropped. He got up. He handled adversity. Like there was a lot. There was a action, thriller, suspense. You know, there was a lot in that fight. I liked that fight right there. I did. And then you got Naoya Inoue against Luis Pantera Nari as well. He gets knocked down in that fight, gets up, faces adversity, and so forth and so forth. Like, you know, that was and that knockout was brutal. Um, who else had some really good fights? I mean, there was some great fights, but that Bam Bam fight, I remember that, man. That was exciting. I liked that fight. I really did. And there's probably a lot of fights right now that are just like skipping through, and they were probably really great fights, you know. But you tell me, put it down in the comments. Let me know. What was some of the biggest fights you saw this year? And what do you think is leading the way, like in some of these categories? Whether it be knockout of the year, whether it be fight of the year, whether it be fighter of the year, whether it be comeback of the year, whether it be, upset of the year, you know? The hell is this commercial? All these dudes is dead. They're all boxers. AJ, they're all British boxers. Oh, this is like a Halloween theme. This is cool. I have 12 hours. Belts are everything, Lionheart. Yes, they are. Ryan's the best fighter in the world. Oh, Ryan fight was one of the best fucking fights of the year type shit. Ah, my hair's looking all frizzy. What is this? I guess you gotta be British. I think that's that Sweet Caroline song. Sweet Caroline. Ba, 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 da. You said Oh, that was a big night. Leo knockout, Angelo Leo against Luis Alberto Lopez, right? That was a big knockout. Yo, he stretched him. He bounced his head, snapped back off the canvas. That was a brutal knockout. That got potential for knockout of the year. Oh yeah. And it was an upset too. It was an upset and a knockout of the year. But every time I watched Luis Alberto Lopez fight, I thought he was gonna lose, and he always won. Him and his awkward ass style. I thought he was gonna lose that belt right away. He proved me wrong so many times. I thought young Flores was gonna beat him. I that style, man. So that's why that was an upset and a good knockout. That can be in a lot of yeah, absolutely. Yo, Mark, real quick, if you want to put in a prediction for this fight, what round and who's gonna win, I'm putting in my prediction right now. So we got going down the list, we got Lionheart. He's taking AJ in the 4th round. We got Bam Bam. He's taking AJ in the 8th round. We got Frontline. He's taking Dubois in the 8th round. And we got Carlos. He's taking Dubois in the 7th round. Mark, who do you got? Hurry up. Let's get it. I got Dubois going to win in a 12-round decision. It's going to be either a split decision or unanimous decision. That's what it's going to be, right? That Dubois is going to win the fight in a 12-round decision. That's what I think is going to happen. He's going to outpoint AJ. He's faster than AJ. Everybody thinks that AJ, I don't know that he might be. I think Dubois has a better chance of outpointing him than knocking him out. I think AJ has a better chance of knocking out Dubois. I see AJ knocking out Dubois more than I see Dubois knocking out AJ. But now this is a new, improved Dubois. This is the biggest moments of their life. I hope both men are prepared and they weren't hanging around with Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? And they take this serious. Like, and I believe they both did. Uh, I'm gonna have to go AJ 6th round. Mark got AJ 6th round. AJ 6th round. Okay. Edwin don't want my belt either. Edwin doesn't want my belt either. I don't need belts. It's not about world championships. You see what I'm saying? Tank Davis, Keyshawn Davis, Ryan Garcia. All men that said belts don't mean shit. I don't gotta win to claim to be the champion. I could just say I'm the champion. Isn't it that how it goes now? You could just say whatever you want. You know, I beat Naoya Inoue in a parking lot for all these belts right here. You don't gotta fact check it. You see the belts, right? I must be telling the truth. So that's how things roll nowadays. Ain't that right, Lionheart? You don't even got to do the work. You can just say it. I think he can beat all these guys in the division. Yeah, I think I could be Notre Dame tonight. That should qualify me for the belt, right? All right. Oh, the belt's over here. Here we go. The world title is on the line. The Notre Dame's World Championship. Current and reigning and defending champion of the world, Lionheart. And Lionheart says,
another one.
I don't think you guys are going to take Lionheart. out of here. Lionheart saying to all the haters out there,
you need to shut the fuck up.
To all of Lionheart's haters, all right? He is the champion, the reigning and defending, but he is coming up against us. And it's going to be a long night for Lionheart. He's going to be sitting at home, chewing his fingernails, watching the rounds go by as the fight progresses. And it goes to our favor because Lionheart, the current champion, has AJ fourth round. He's really going out there. He ain't giving Dubois no kind of respect. He ain't respecting his chin. By saying AJ fourth round, what Lionheart is basically saying is that Dubois is still that old fighter. As soon as he gets punched in his face, he's going to divert back to the old fighter, and AJ's going to knock his punk ass out in the fourth round. According to Lionheart, Notre Dame. We must give him the title name. That's Mr. Lionheart Notre Dame around here. That's how he does. And I believe he's a multiple world champion. You know, people like Bam Bam would love one day to be able to say they were multiple world champions, but technically they would have to win their first world championship. When they, the last one that was an interim, that was controversial. Like we're not gonna even count that. All right, let the real prediction come. I need concentration. All right, let me get some concentration over here. Okay, hold on. Sheesh. Hello, God, is that you? Yes. You have no idea what you're doing. That doesn't matter. Just tell me what round. I think they're all looking at me right now. I have this overwhelming feeling that they're watching me. Yeah, well, let's see here. Okay. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. He flipped the coin. It technically would have been on head, but on Wednesday, if I was wearing khakis. Oh, wait a minute. Stop stalling. All right, hold on. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I got this. I got this. I got this. I got this right now. I'm going with the upset. I'm going Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson, Tokyo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No, I'm not. I'm going with AJ Dubois. That's my fighter's name. I'm going for that guy. After the concert, we got the fire ceremony and then the national anthem. See this? I got all the time in the world. I told y'all. I got all the time in the world, man. Y'all rushing me and shit. I don't know why y'all was rushing yourselves. We've been here for 10 hours already, and they haven't even made a walkthrough in the entrance. So, you know what I mean? I got this. Yo, there he is. Daniel Dubois. I'm going to take Dubois. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to take Dubois. 12-round decision. I don't like that bet. I don't like that because everybody else picked the round. That 12-round decision thing is that's like nope. I'm taking AJ 10th round knockout over Dubois. AJ 10th round knockout over Dubois. That's my final pick. I'm gonna go with AJ 10th round knockout over Dubois. That's my final pick. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. That doesn't look right. Okay. I'm gonna take Dubois in the 10th round knockout over AJ. That's my final. I'm not even messing with it after that. But now that I'm looking at it, AJ looks like he might lose. So I'm gonna take Dubois in the 11th. No, I'm gonna take AJ in the 12th. AJ, this is a done deal. AJ in the 12th is when I think he's gonna make his move. So if you guys remember my pick, you guys know that I said it. So there's no changing it. All right, that's my pick right there. Are they looking at me? Nah, I stood with the 10th round AJ. 10th round AJ KO. It's right here. Let's look at it. Elwin's pick. AJ, 10th round KO. There's Elwin. There's AJ. My finger, I don't know which way it's going. All right. So it's down on paper. All right. It's on paper. And Dubois has not officially made it to the ring yet. So, hey, yo, Bebe was like, what's the pick? Hey, yo, I was trolling all of y'all. Yo, he was as confused as I said it. I got Dubois, 10th round over AJ. That's it. Oh, he's 27. Yeah. I didn't add on the 2 years. He was kicking ass. He's still young as shit, but he's 27 now. He's a lot older, more experienced. He's going to beat Joshua. Notre Dame's title on the line. Let's go. Representing the Notre Dame's title, we got Lionheart. Let's put that right there because Lionheart will not be champion after today. So let's go over the predictions. We got this straight. We all know who picked what. May the best man win. I have a feeling I'm going to win. Damn it. I ain't got nothing rolled up, nothing new. Damn it. All right. Give me the tray. Give me the tray. AJ wants to be undisputed, but I'm not sure that Alexander Usyk wants to fight him again. I mean, like I said, we talked about it. I think on dollars and cents, hey, there's not gonna be any fight. Look at this shit. There's just not gonna be any other fighter that can do this. You're gonna be basically forced to fight AJ for the money. I wouldn't walk away from this. And like I said, we talked about it. Like AJ wins this tonight, I would feel that he deserved and he made his way back and deserved the fight against him. Oh, AJ looks fucking. He's at home. He's all pumped up. He's got all those vitamins flowing through that body. Watch him be ripped. He walks out there like if he's a king. That's nothing big. This is another day in the office for AJ. Guys talking him up like you gotta perform in front of 90,000 motherfucker. Like this is what AJ does. This is what he does. Do you not know who this man is? He's sold out arenas, soccer arenas before. This is what he does. Like no, he's got to perform in front of his closest, and he's been doing that his entire career. Where you been? He's got to perform in front of all these people. What you mean? Now the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's national anthem is up in. Bro, how long do you gotta wait to come out? I was talking about this very thing. The anticipation in the locker room, warming up in the back, right? Then after you warm up, you gotta wait for him to walk out, get all his singers and whatever he was doing. Then you gotta get all your song and everything and walk out. Then we gotta hear two national anthems. Thank God that they're both from the same place, right? Because say it would have been a Mexican versus a Brit, they would have sang the Turkey Al Sheikh national anthem, the Brit one, and the Mexican one, right? They that would be respect, right? These things are taking a long ass time, these events now. But at the same time, you pay a pretty penny to go to these kind of spectacles. And it's something also that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life. You could say that you were there, what took place there, all of that. It's all built towards the event, and I get it. Us at home, we wanna see a fight. We're not there. We're not, in it like that, so I just want the fight to hurry up and kick off. Let's go. Like, I yo, listen, I was just thinking about this right now. Legitimately, if I had to wait that long to start a fight from the moment I came out of the locker room, you know what I would do right now in this kind of situation? I would have had my trainers bring a set of pads in the ring with me, and I would have kept hitting the pads, pop, 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 staying a little warm. Nothing crazy where that I'm fatigued or tired or anything. Just keeping my hands still loose, still, pop, 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 back up, chill for a minute, pop, 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 pop. While they're doing all this shit, I'm in the background. You know what I mean? You didn't want to just warm up to get cold, to try to have a feeling out process to warm up again because of all of this. Dante Wilder complained about that very thing. So I just thought of that. I was like, I ain't never seen nobody take no pads or anything in the ring while all this shit was happening to try to stay, loose and warm. Yo, I used to hate those kind of days, right? Where that maybe a week prior to the fight, you were in the gym and you felt like you were the fastest and the strongest and the sharpest you've ever been. And the day of the fight, your body feels sluggish and you feel like you're pushing against the tide. It's like you throw your jab and it feels like it's like getting held back by someone. Like someone's legitimately holding my jab back. I was like what the trying to throw it out there. It took me a round and a half of desperation because knowing in the back of my mind I only had 3 rounds to execute. I had to get this going fast and shit. And luckily I did, but I used to hate that. You weak out to the fight. You feel like if I would have had the fight that day, I would have easily beat the crap out of him. Yet I had to like handle adversity and go through something I really never experienced up until that time. Not understanding why my body wasn't responding. Fighters just have a bad night at the office. And they go in there and shit's just not working. No fighter understands really why that happens in the moment. Maybe later you'll figure it out. But in the moment, it sucks when you can't figure it out. It really does. Yo, Daniel Dubois looks crazy right now. He looks like he just locked in and went somewhere else. I've seen that look before. He just went somewhere else in his head. He just went into a movie. Jesus Christ. AJ put back on his jacket. He don't want to be there no more. Yo, Dubois, 10th round knockout. The upset. Both these men look like they fucking locking in. Anthony Joshua looks like he is not playing right now. He's got that Francis Ngannou look. Oh, Dubois. 83% think Anthony Joshua is going to win tonight. 17% predicting the big upset. Let's get it on. Let's see what happens. Let's go. Here we go. Dubois coming forward. AJ's going to try to punch off the back foot here. He's seeing Dubois pressure. Dubois. Wow. What? He's coming right after AJ. He knows he's a slow starter. He knows Dubois can't have an adrenaline dump. He has to remind himself that this is the way the fight in his head. Oh my! Nice little stiff jab by Dubois. Nice jab from Dubois. I told you guys Dubois was faster. AJ's being patient. He's the more experienced fighter. He understands the young fighter's aggression. He's dealt with this before. It's just he can't get caught. Just because you've dealt with this before, it doesn't mean that this guy can't catch you with the same shit you've dealt with before. Okay? Dubois coming forward a lot. He can get countered over the top with a right hand. AJ setting it up. AJ's looking for that right hand. He's basically showing, see, there's that right there. Dubois coming in like that. He has to settle down a little bit, but it was just the first round. So initially, this is probably the game plan, knowing that AJ is a slow starter. So Dubois definitely, for me, he's doing good work right now. He's showing that he's not afraid of AJ. AJ let him get his little storm off, and now he's settling into the fight. AJ dropped that right hand over the top real nice. Dubois starting to set back, but keep the pressure. He's probably worked on this in the gym. Dubois has a tendency of getting hot hit. What is this referee shit? Let him fight, ref. 2 warnings in the first round. I like that. Dubois just got to stay fundamentally nice uppercut. Dubois took it well. Ooh. AJ drop. AJ got a little crazy there. And Dubois made him pay for it. Yo, that dude rang the bell before the referee officially allowed it to end. AJ was out on his feet. All right. And that's bad because that was at the closing seconds of the round. It wasn't like, with 30 seconds or something, they were both swinging for the fences here. And he caught him. Joshua was evading with his hands down. The hell did I do with the lighter? They got to wake Joshua up. Daniel Dubois can't get excited here. He can't. He's got AJ in a lot of trouble. He doesn't want to let him off the hook, but I mean, he's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing. Wow, he got AJ in a lot of fucking trouble, bro. Wow, he hit AJ again. AJ took some big shots. He's on the ropes. He looks hurt bad. Daniel Dubois can't empty out his gas tank here. He's got to chill out. He's breathing heavy. Dubois threw out his punches. AJ right now can capitalize on this. Oh, Dubois is catching him, bro. Yeah, I told y'all Dubois was faster. Where the hell is my lighter? Wow, he's just catching. Joshua doesn't have his feet quite underneath him. He looks strong still, but Dubois is snapping that jab in that face. He's really got AJ in a lot of trouble. In a lot of trouble. Nice. Ooh, he's still strong. AJ's still strong. Dubois, you got to stay fundamentally to keep them hands up. And where Dubois' mistake is going to be is that, ooh, I hope his conditioning holds up. Because, Dubois looks ferocious right now. And it doesn't look like the old Dubois where he would like gas out by now. AJ's still dangerous. Very, very dangerous. He's a live dog still in this fight. His eyes look clear. His feet look a little unsteady, but his top part looks strong. I can't believe this. I know I put it down somewhere. It was somewhere around here. I said to myself, let me put my lighter down, right? So, oh, wow. Huh? How many of you guys expected this? I told you guys that Daniel Dubois upset. You know what I mean? I just didn't know how. I thought Daniel Dubois had a chance of upsetting AJ, but I still don't count AJ out of this fight. It's not like Dubois won this fight yet. Hell no. AJ's still a live dog in this fight. Wow. Look at this fight. Oh my God. He hurt Joshua again. Can you guys say fight of the year? This is a good heavyweight match. This is the standard for the heavyweight division. These heavyweights is good. Dubois taking a little breather in between the round. That's good. That's good. I like that. Oh, yo, AJ's evading with his chin straight in the air. I don't know who taught him that technique, but he doesn't have the footwork to pull that off. Dubois waiting for him to get set with his feet and then to try to go back. When you do that little where you lift your feet off the attack right there, and there's nowhere to AJ to go. Wow. AJ's feet are not underneath him. Now fuck around and AJ lose this fight and not get the Dante Wilder fight again because on his half he also blew the Dante Wilder fight when he lost to Anthony the Destroyer Ruiz. He was supposed to fight Dante Wilder, but AJ lost and had to go with it on a rematch. Oh, Dubois got to watch that uppercut. AJ's been setting that uppercut up. Right in my face, man. Last year. Ooh, that was a nice pull counter by AJ. Oh my God, AJ, look at his gloves are down on the ground. That was a knockdown. That was a knockdown. His gloves touched. AJ's down on the ground. Two 10-8 rounds. It's good anyway that he count that knockdown because that knockdown did count. Hey, look, his gloves touched the ground right there. That's a knockdown. You didn't want to play it off like you didn't take that knockdown? Then take this damage. I would have been better off taking that standing 8 count when my gloves hit the ground than take the punches that he took. Look at Ed Hearn. All kinds of concern. You know how much money he put on this fight? He was convinced AJ was going to walk away with this. This fight is over with right now. Actually, that slip might be what he needs to recover a little bit better. What? Oh, no knockdown. I thought he was calling the fight too. Yeah, but at first I thought he was saying no knockdown. Then the referee, I mean the commentating got me messed up. Because at first I thought he was saying no knockdown. And then the announcer said it's over. AJ's in a lot of trouble. He's giving AJ time. He's buying AJ time. They want AJ to win this fight. He can't. AJ's out on his feet. Dubois beating the brakes off him. Dubois can't. He's gotta calm down. I know you got a hurt man in front of you. He's gotta calm down. He's going for it. He's going for it. Fuck that, he said. He's going for it. Wow. Wow. Did AJ just hit him with a good shot like that? He still got that right hand. I think he momentarily stunned a little tired Dubois because a little Dubois is like he threw a lot of punches. His muscles are filled up with all kinds of acid. and he's a little drained. Dubois not a beat fighter. He's a drained fighter a little. And AJ still got that right hand. Ooh. AJ just winged that out there. Dubois catching a little break so that he can try to do a variety. AJ's feet are not underneath him. They're not going to get his feet underneath him. He's still dangerous. Still dangerous. He made it out the round. Now AJ's on that shit where he's telling him to take a seat, being polite shit. I don't like that part of AJ. I don't like that AJ. He grabs the microphone and starts telling his life story after the fight, after he lost. He's starting to mentally be break. He's going back to that moment where his legs were gelling. He couldn't come back against Anthony the Destroyer Ruiz. He's falling back into that. And that brings out the nice version of AJ. Just minutes before entering the ring, we saw this killer look on his face, and that's been beaten off of him. Wow, the pressure. That's what Dubois got to do. He just got to keep that pressure on him, just like that. He's got to really like. He snapped and AJ. AJ strong though. I'm telling you guys. Oh, here we go. AJ just landed a big shot. He landed a big shot on him. Oh wow! AJ just got dropped. AJ got knocked the fuck out. It's over. He's not getting up. It's over. He got laid the fuck out. Holy shit. He just knocked him out. Yo, and AJ was having his moment in the round. He caught Dubois with a nice shot. And he started getting like confidence in the round. And then Dubois just shut his lights out. What a performance from Daniel Dubois. I got to give it to him. The kid really showed up tonight. Um, he proved all the doubters wrong. He proved that he's been making improvements to his fight game and to himself as a fighter, that those last two fights weren't a fluke. And Ed Hearns is out of millions once again. And his fighter did not pull it off. Ed Hearns is sick right now. He don't want to talk to nobody right now, Ed Hearn. He is sick. There you go. Hey, wait a minute. What round was it? Who won? Well, I lost track of the rounds. Mark said, damn. What round did he get knocked out in? AJ was just banged him and was having success. Boom. Nice sharp one right in the inside. Dropped him. Boom. Anthony Dubois was just watching him. Boop. Boom. Nice. Dropped him. Ed Hearns is losing his mind right now. He bet $3 million on AJ. I don't know that to be true, the amount, but I know he bet millions. Damn. He didn't get knock him out in the 4th round, did he? Don't say that. Don't say he knocked him out in the 4th round. Because if he knocked him out in the 4th round, oh, Lionheart had AJ. He didn't have Dubois. The only person that had Dubois 4th round was round 1 sports talk, Edwin. He had, oh my, yeah, I won the yo. Conor McGregor's. AJ said, I'll be back. I'll be back. AJ said, I'll be back. Yo, Dubois, congratulations, my man. You are officially the IBF world champion of the world. Unfortunately, AJ, for you, you didn't become a 3-time division, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. AJ, you know, maybe next time, I think he'll be back. We'll see what happens from here. Daniel Dubois, he's proven now he is the real deal. All that shit, all the people thought counted him out. 82% thought that he was going to lose. Only 17% of the voters that voted in thought he was going to win this fight. They thought he was going to be the same old Dubois as in the past, and he's showing that he's here to stay, and he's a force to be reckoned with, and he can take some punches now. Wow. Ed Hearns lost to the other promoter again. You know, he lost the 5-on-5. He lost brutally. He actually lost like 6-on-6 type shit. And Ed Hearns lost every fight that night. So you know he wanted get back. And the thing was, the purse was the Prince Alachia was the 3 million, right? So Ed Hearns lost that 3 million on that day, I know. And whatever other money he had on the side, right? So God only knows, and Ed Hearns knows exactly what he lost that day. So I know he wanted get back. And he had his number one guy. You mean to tell me you don't think you're gonna put a lot of money on your number one guy against Dubois that hasn't really been tested as a heavyweight? You thought your heavyweight had this in the bag. According to Ed Hearns, this was going to be another day in the office for Anthony Joshua. This was nothing like that. This was a nightmare. Okay? This was the worst case scenario. It started off an interesting fight, and by the closing seconds of the first round, Dubois landed a punch that changed the outcome of the fight. Joshua was still strong up top. His legs were never quite there for him. Dubois, although I thought that he was throwing a lot of punches because I wasn't sure about his training, but apparently he prepared well. He was well coached, he was well trained, and he knew when to take his breaks this time in between the matches. When AJ started to have a little bit of success, it looked like he was coming back into the fight. Dubois didn't panic, and he unleashed the right hand, a short right hand that just leveled AJ. And that was like the third time he knocked him out in the fight, knocked him down in the fight. So, look, what does this say? I think we need to put a little bit more respect on Dubois' name. I really think, and I think he earned it. He deserved the right to be a dangerous heavyweight right now. Um, if you can do that to AJ the way he just did it, Alexander Usyk didn't do that to AJ. Alexander Usyk couldn't knock AJ out. Let's just remember that. And he fought him twice. Alexander Usyk didn't put the kind of beating Dubois just put on AJ. That was a beating. What we had to go to a scorecard twice. One of them, it was obvious, but the other one was kind of close. Alexander Usyk did not beat up on AJ like that. His Usyk's punches didn't have that kind of respond to AJ. He didn't get that kind of reaction out of AJ. Daniel Dubois, his punches, look at the reactions he got out of AJ. He can crack. Dubois can crack. He's learning better technique, better form. He's getting more, Frank is taking Ed Hearn to the bank. Here we go. He's gonna grab the microphone and explain everything and don't do that, AJ. Please don't do that. AJ, AJ's AJ's gonna announce he's gonna get a new coach. He's leaving this team. Every time he loses, it he leaves the coaching. So look at Ed Hearn. He's sweating. Look at him. He's livid. Ed Hearns is so mad right now. Wow. So we got no Notre Dame winner today? Except that Edwin guy, he always wins. Yeah, damn right he wins. Liar. Yeah. He's vacating his belt until the next match, which is basically like until further notice, until the next fight. He'll be back. Yeah, he was labeled a quitter just a year ago. That's why nobody really thought that he was gonna be able to pull this off, man. No, 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 no. This turned out to be. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this shit. This was an amazing fight. This was an amazing fight, right? And I got to admit, it started to become, a little one sided, but thinking back at the fight, AJ always was in the fight throwing bombs back. And at any time, I felt like AJ could hurt him at any time, you know. And boom, Francis Ngannou gotta be laughing right now, you know. And Joshua knocks him out, and then lo and behold, you think you're the baddest motherfucker on the planet. And I told you, you think you're the baddest man on the planet? Just wait 1 minute. Here comes that man. Styles make fights. And it's not always, but Dubois has made some big improvements in his fight game in the last year and a half. Yes. In his last two fights, it was hard to give him credit for the way he fought Big Baby because Big Baby was so out of weight that we didn't know if, to be like, did he deserve that win? To give him his first win coming in that heavy, right? He was so far out of shape, but Big Baby fought, you know, the whole fight, like halfway exhausted. He was still fighting. Dubois did what he had to do. But and then his last fight, right? He really showed a different level to him. Now, since that was only one fight like that, a lot of us were like, was that one performance that that fighter usually typically has that he came out and that was it? That was his performance. That was his night, and he comes out and loses and goes right back to the old ways, right? Well, it doesn't seem to be the case for Daniel Dubois here. Daniel Dubois is definitely showing that, you know, he's improving with each outing. He's getting better and better and better. For Daniel Dubois to come in like this in front of all his friends and family, right? And knock out AJ the way he did tonight, he gave AJ one of the worstest ass whoopings he's ever had as a professional. I can't remember anybody beating the shit out of AJ like that. I know that Andy the Destroyer Ruiz had him in all kinds of trouble, in the fight, but we was clearly seeing that his legs, so he was dropping and falling on basically anything, but it was when he would land, you know. Dubois was um Dubois was beating him up in there. Dubois was really beating him up. And AJ was fighting back. AJ had a better um he was better in this fight than he was against Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. He was throwing better punches, stronger punches. He connected well against Dubois, and I think he hit him with some big shots. And Dubois took those punches very well. He took them very well, and look how fast that arena emptied out. Damn! Whoever can call that fight over there. Yo, the Saudi Prince, man, he really splurging. Daniel Dubois emptied that stadium quick as shit. Everybody had their money on AJ. They left pissed. Damn, fight fans. So yo, man, it was a great evening of boxing. Um, the fight definitely lived up to expectation. For me, it exceeded it. You know, this was an upset. I think this was a big upset, and it just might go down as the biggest upset of the year or upset of the year. Um, it was a good knockout. That knockout was pretty good. He laid AJ out. It could have potential. We'll see where it goes from here. So, fight fans, there was no winner here for the Notre Dame's world title. Lionheart remains champion. He will be putting up the belt on the very next matchup. We have a lot of boxing to cover, a lot of boxing ahead of us. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to give the video a like. It really helps out my channel, helps me grow, keeps me doing this. So if you like my videos, please support the brand. All right, fight fans, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Peace. Look, man, no hate for AJ. He's a great fighter, but not tonight.